Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, Maxie, Felicia, and Cody. Now, besides the finance conversation that Felicia was having with Maxie, which is probably the most interesting part of the last time they talked. Besides that, their conversation was, for the most part, pretty pointless. But here's the thing: with James and Cody, it's kind of heartbreaking. Because in all reality, I know that James was there saying that he wants to know the brother. What James wants is something that Maxie can't give him. Okay, he wants a father, but the next best thing that she can give that kid is therapy. Okay, because you can clearly see that he is in need of a father. He kept asking all these questions to Cody. Oh, could you fix this? Could you fix that? He just wants to sit there and spend time with him. It's sweet, but it's also pretty sad. And I think that's probably the best thing that Maxie could sit there and do for him. Um, all right. So I said this before, and I'll sit there and say this again. As far as the whole Nina and Michael situation, particularly with Nina, this is where I feel like the writers are trying to make us feel bad for Nina. Okay? Because Michael comes in and acts like a complete and utter dick. Okay? Um, Sonny bring them both together because, hey, Michael wants to sit there and spend some time with you and the kids and everything like that for the holidays. So he talks about this, that, and the third. He leaves to talk to Dex about the pikeman stuff. And then Michael's like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. You trying to sneak this skirt around me by using my dad or whatever. I'm just like, bro, what the hell are you talking about? Like Nina was sneaking this thing. It's like, they're going to run into each other. Their families are too interconnected for them to not actually have conversations and run ins together. So, Michael was just being completely off base, acting like a bully, and constantly sitting there saying, like, listen, I'm gonna keep you in line by keeping this secret. And the minute that I feel that you step out of line, you do something that I don't like, hell, you roll your eyes at me the wrong way, and I'm exposing you, right? And just doing this very, like I said, dickish sort of way. So, the writers are clearly trying to make us feel bad for her. And hell, even in that situation, I was like, well, damn, bro. Now, I made it no secret that why I do not like Nina. Um, and she does deserve the exposure because regardless if that was an emotional reaction or not, she deserves the exposure. But, she wants to sit there and try to be with her family, and Michael is just being a bully, right? So yeah, there's a part of me that does feel bad for her. But I feel like they're doing it to a point where it's like trying to snow over the much larger issue, you know? Which is, honestly, to tell you the truth, Nina brought all this to herself, okay? Yeah, Michael is being a tool, but it was only brought on because of what Nina did, right? It was only brought on because of what Nina did. Regardless of if you feel that, you know, Drew and Carly should have went to jail and paid for the crime, yada, 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 yada. Regardless of what you feel about, she did that. And all the stuff that she's getting, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, is still all her fault. And I don't want people to forget that simply because the writers are trying to make her the victim in this scenario. Sam and Christina, one of the things that Christina said that irked me was, Sam and Drew are having a different opinion about Scout and where she should go to school. And Christina's like, well, that's your daughter. And I was like, boo, yeah, that's very true. But that is also Drew's daughter as well. Let's not forget that. Okay. Sometimes in these conversations, I feel that Even like on Days of Our Lives when Sarah kept saying, "Oh, that's my daughter, that's my daughter." It was like, did you forget that you were pregnant because of Xander? So the whole my daughter thing irritates me. It really does. It's like you're kind of excluding the men, like they're not a part of that. But with that being said, I don't understand why is Sam having such a tough time with, should she go by what Drew wants or not want? Your daughter literally told you she doesn't want to go to a private school. Okay, she doesn't want it. And Sam even sits there and says, she has a lot of friends and everything like that. She relates to school. We shouldn't sit there and just kind of just uproot her, um, in the middle of a semester or whatever. So, Sam, you already have your answer. But of course, it's the writer's way of sitting there, stretching it out, stretching out this conversation, stretching out the episode. And how at one point Sam was like, "Oh, should I just sit there and go what Drew wants because he had a rough time?" No, not at the benefit of your own daughter. And yeah, she's like, "Well, I get that. She's too young to sit there and decide what she wants. So you want her to go to a school that she's uncomfortable with because Christina isn't there bragging about it left, right, and the third? Come on, you already had your answer. It's like doing a video and you already made your point, but you want to sit there and keep just circling around over and over and over again. No, just no. I don't understand what Portia is doing talking to TJ about, because TJ was like, I'm not ready to sit there and try again with another child. Like, I'm still grieving the one that we already lost. I feel like it's too soon. It's too soon for me. And Portia's like, well, life is too short, and this, that, and the third. If I thought of anything, and I was like, what are you talking about? It's a pretty simple matter. He's not ready. Case closed. You're sitting there talking about like life is too short, and this, that, and the third. But this isn't one of those talks. That the life is too short talk is for something else. Okay? And let's sit there and think about just why that's so stupid. It hasn't been that long. Okay? It's not like it's been a few years or it's been even like a year or more when, you know, she's having this talk like, well, life is too short after a year. Okay? It's been what? A couple of days, maybe a week at best? And she's already talking, oh, you should practically be back on a horse. What? I don't I don't get that. I don't understand that. Dex did sit there and mention the whole Pikeman thing and, how he wants Sonny to meet him at any place and any time. So apparently we're gonna get to that eventually, which would be really nice. Um Now the conversation with Molly and Willow on some level was kind of pointless. How even towards the end, the spontaneous burst into tears just seemed like it was completely unnecessary. Because it's like at that point, you know what you should be doing. Willow told you that, when she was going through her process, she felt, she said it was a huge mistake not letting Michael be a part of that process. And that's the same thing. Like, you're asking her about when you thought it was time to be ready and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, that's not the questions you should be asking. You should be sitting talking to your husband about this. I know that she calls it some other stupid name that I really don't care about, but in my eyes, that's your husband, and that's who you should be sitting talking to. You should be respecting your husband's wishes as far as him not being ready. You're talking about how did you know it was time to sit there and try again or to want another child, but that's not the issue though. You shouldn't be asking her opinion. This conversation with her is entirely pointless because none of that matters. It really doesn't. Yes, she wants to sit there and try again. That's great. But he's not ready. So what are you going to sit there and do? Oh, what she's going to sit there and do is she's going to sit there and be talking to more surrogate potentials and things of that nature and just going to be hiding his back because it's what she wants. Okay, cool. You already had an argument once, and that wasn't fun, but apparently you want to sit there and do it again. Alright, well, good luck with that, because I won't be snitching on bad for her, because you're way too smart to be acting stupid. Um, Ava is interrogated by Dante. Ava gives general answers as far as, yeah, I saw him. He was like, I saw him, but I went out the back and there was no security cameras, so um, it can't exactly corroborate my story. And I'm still, I could still be a potential subject. That's the bottom line. That's literally the whole conversation. And yeah, Ava didn't act like she was surprised by it, which Dante was like, it sounded like you already knew. And also that whatever that dick was from Paul Tuckett, he's probably going to be having questions, um, questions for Ava as well. Now, I feel like it's pretty much about it. It was all kind of surprising seeing Dex. It's like he came in for like literally under 10 minutes. And I have no idea how much money he probably got paid for that one single part. But sounds like a good living. Um, I feel like that's about it. Let me just double check my notes. Alright, I feel like that's about it, but I can't be too sure, so at this point, you know what I'm going to sit there and say. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Date of Our Lives, Going to Beautiful, Young and the Restless, and if you are not a member, and I've been sitting there preaching this pretty much for the past week or so, is to join the membership. If you want the tea, you want to know what's going on behind the scenes of, General Hospital, this is the place you're going to sit there and come to. And this is the only place that's going to be giving you the raw and unedited tea. I'll sit there and say that much. Again, I watched it last night, and I was still in tears, laughing, to say the least. So it's definitely something you are going to want to be a part of. With that being said, I'm going to go. Which is also in the description, so just click on that and become a member. And with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.